Hello everybody, I got quite some interesting games for you guys today. We are facing the Blue Eyes Primite Meta with Red Dragon Archfiend, so I hope you guys are gonna enjoy this. We're just going second here against Blue Eyes. They literally only had that as their starter. Ash Blossom does the trick, but they have Max C and an Ash Blossom, so I kinda just have to pass turn. My initial thinking here is that I actually wanna go for game, because I can easily do that. But, like, even through the Max C, I'm like, yeah, I can still go for game here, it's easy. But as soon as they hit the Ash Blossom here, I'm like, yeah, okay, I can't go for game, never mind. I discarded Phalanx for value with archery, and honestly, I didn't get punished by throwing the Imperm there. I guess Phalanx might have been better, it was the wrong play. And honestly, you're not even supposed to play archery. I think if you want to build better around the Primus, the better thing to do is do the Asketor package. But I just like the archery better, personal play stuff. I think it's more fun and you get to draw cards as well. We're going into a Primera Primus here, but he has Purge, and because he discarded the 2 light on his first turn, he gets to pop Primera Primus as well. We do have to use Infinite Impermanence here, else he gets access to Drill Beam. To be honest, if we didn't have Imperm there, we would have been cooked, so kind of the archery thing never punished, paid off basically. He gets to set Purge again. That means he's gonna have exactly 3 disruptions because he has War, Purge, and he's gonna make a Seals and Pass. So that's a lot of disruption. We get to bring back Primus here, which means we can use the Wake Up or the 2 there to make some plays, or at least bait out some stuff. We do it like this. I don't really have anything to search off of Auxilla, and long term I can bring her back with the Rule Loop, so I'm fine just trading her for a disruption like that. And here I'm thinking, well, I can't, like, what do I make? Crimson Dragon? No, that's not gonna work. Because then I've summoned something that isn't a Dark Dragon Synchro, which can lock me out of other plays that I would want to do. But it doesn't really matter, like, I just reached the conclusion, yeah, I gotta get out the seals, and now I have a full open board state, and I can do literally everything. I can go into Abyss, Dissipator, Whirloop, bring back the Auxilla, and then I have pretty much the entire setup I want, except I don't have the field spell, I guess, but you know, it's enough stuff. He does scoop at that stage. Hope you guys are ready for an absolutely unhinged game, because we're gonna be playing into Max C this game, and the win condition, grind game them, or hope that they're low on time and start not being able to make the plays they want, or they simply time out. Now, at this stage, I believe I'm currently at a 9 coin flip losing streak when this happened in the timeline. This is one of the later games in the season for me, like the replays are just gonna be all over the place. So 9 coin flip losing streak, and I finally won a coin flip, so obviously I'm gonna be playing the game, right? I wanna play my cards, like I've been waiting all, like I'm like, oh you Maxi, okay, no, I'm just gonna play anyways, like that's what's gonna happen. So yeah, I actually had an insanely low coin flip win ratio overall this season. Like it was like stupidly low, and I almost ranked up to Master 1 on like coin flip losing streak. Like absolutely insane stuff. I did start winning a few coin flips here and there near the end of my climb, but I think I failed 3 or 2 rank up to Master 1 games, and then eventually got it. But I think even that rank up game was a coin flip loss against Centur-Ion that I'll show a bit, like I'll mention it when it comes up. Either way, they landed Imperm on Dissipator and Abyss, so our like 6 possible disruptions went down to an Imperm, a Phalanx, and yeah, 2 Bestials. But they have cross out for the Infinite Imperm, I'll just spoil that ahead of time. So in reality, we only really had the Phalanx and 2 Bestials because we played into the Max C. So the real game plan is just that they have too many options, they're having decision overload, and eventually they'll either time out or put themselves in a bad situation because they have a low timer. So just play around the fact that the timer exists, I guess. It's their fault for playing way too complicated of a deck, honestly. Honestly, who even likes that? Like, who even likes Snake Eyes at this stage? Like, even if somebody by miraculous like it because, oh, it's winning me game, you don't want to play against it, right? That's the thing. So it's like, who even likes this deck? Like, I don't get it. And why has this deck been dominant ever since it was released? Like, yeah, sure, right now Blue Eyes shows as higher meta, whatever, but it's because it's easier to play, and I think technically Snake Eyes is still a better deck. Like, looking at the, what is it, top 10 of rated, it's like Snake Eyes obviously still the better deck. Look, that's the crossout I was talking about. I wanted to save my RDA so I could flip the entire field, and do some other shenanigans, but nah. Hey, at least we survive, and since I wasn't threatened for lethal, I can just put down the Sauronier now. There is one question you might be asking, because they're not gonna make an Appaloosa. Why are they not making an Appaloosa? My take is that they planned to do all of these things that they're doing, and they actually wanted to end on the Azamina negate and an Appaloosa, but they ended up running out of time. They're like at 1 second, at like end phase instantly. And they actually was hoping to end me with the battle phase. That's why they went to the battle phase. They had already planned to destroy me in the battle phase, but then that didn't work, and now they get hit on the timer situation, and they have to end on a like half-finished spot. They still have a lot of disruption. And I could have gone battle phase and just gotten rid of the SP Little Knight, but I think it's better to hope that they either don't know that this pops, or just, you know, get the pop in to win one of their disruptions. We got rid of the betrayal here, so that's pretty good. Unfortunately, they're summoning, like, the thing why I did the Dissipator is that at least it'll let us use Regain, but then obviously they have Kashtira Birth, just that engine, like, I hope that they just actually ban Kashtira Birth and Unicorn because it's used by everybody, or like at least Kashtira Birth. Like, would that be enough to make Unicorn no longer played if Kashtira Birth was banned? Then you can't search with it, you can't bait it out, and yeah, it still peaks in there. Honestly, they should just ban Kashtira Unicorn, like that would fix the problem. Like, yeah, okay, it hits Kashtira, but who likes Kashtira? It's like a stun deck with extra steps, right? I mean, some people obviously do, but it's I think it needs to go just because every deck ever is using it as like an engine for extra value. Like, I could even use it in RDA if I wanted to. Like, that's how dumb it is. You can use it in everything. And here they end up surrendering. They actually did not time out, but I think I had lethal push. Since I was talking about the Centur-Ion game, I figured, hey, let's just take a look at it. Obviously, they won the coin flip, and they are gonna have the Giganauts. They're gonna summon 3 level 12s, just gonna spoil it right now. And we have, like, the perfect going first hand. Like, just perfect if we went first. We are not going first, though. So it's kind of a not so good hand. But if you notice, we have Crossout, right? And this wasn't per se my idea. It was just I shared a screenshot of the board state on Discord or something. And a fellow Resonator player that I respect was like, hey, yo, just use Crossout Designator to target the stand-up Centur-Ion. Like, you won't be able to use yours, but hey, at least you won't summon a Synchro boss monster, and then you just have to deal with the Blazer. So I was like, you know what, that's genius. I'm gonna do that. And I'll show it in a replay to, like, show that this is actually something you need to keep in mind. Like, use every tool at your disposal. So the idea is obviously that we just bait out the Blazer with either the Rebellion or the Crossout. But in this case, you would assume, yeah, it's gonna be the Crossout, right? We just get rid of the stand-up, but he didn't use it. And obviously here he should do his realm, but instead he's just like instantly maxi because he actually wants me to summon stuff. But again, like, then he should Blazer the call by, which he still didn't do. And at this stage, he's in a situation where now he just had to use the negate on the Duel's realm, but also, like, this is crazy. He actually had Hobbyist Squadron in hand, so he didn't even need the field spell to do stuff, which, like, puts me in a very bad spot here. But, I mean, yeah, there's no reason not to call by the way, but that's the thing, right? He had to use now a negate on the Rebellion, which probably he shouldn't have done, but look at his situation now. Bit of a misplay from him, and smart thinking from, well, other Resonator players that can help me out, you know. Cause I was tilted at this stage because it was like, what, my 4th time trying to rank up, and yeah, I was kind of done. So having like, yo, use the Crossout Designator on the field spell was nice, even if it probably didn't do anything, because then they just did the Baron, so it wasn't that big of a deal for them. But again, like, Supernova would have been a bit of a problem potentially. But again, they just didn't play it smart. Like, they could have stopped my Duel's room, but they were greedy and wanted draws, and then, yeah. Showing that I also have Centurion Auxilia, I don't just play stand-up Centurion for, like, hey, for fun, just Crossout Designate. No, we actually use it for stuff in this deck. And there we go. Easy game. Just gotta have some smart thinking, and opponent not playing fully optimally. Let's take a look at another Blue Eyes game now we're at it. Deciding to use Fuvalos at this stage, hopefully limiting their plays, and it did. Cool. Yes. Didn't want to play into it. Unfortunately, we have 2 there in hand, which is not optimal. We'll say that. And obviously they have a Veiler, but it's fine. That we can work with this. It's fine. That's less fine, but you know we can still work with it. Now we don't really have much, but yeah, this is like what can we do? Like red zone pop and infinite imperm. It's like the best we can do. Yeah, so he's gonna summon a Blue Eyes, which brings back that, but I'm like, you know what? Okay, he gets rid of the Imperm, that's fine. We couldn't protect it, we didn't have a Soul Resonator. But yeah, all its stuff gets destroyed there, but then, hey, guess what? He has Primite, so... yeah. Now, he is in a funny conundrum here, because, like, what does he negate and banish? Like... that I can just bring back with the red zone now. Does he like take the Crimson Gaia? Like that would be the smartest, but he doesn't know I have the Earthbound Prisoner. So honestly, the Crimson Gaia would probably be the smartest, or the red zone, because if he gets rid of the red zone, I just can't do anything about it. But yeah, but now I can just bring it back here. He didn't have enough to lethal me, and now I have my pop effect back, and he doesn't really have anything. Yeah, we can just search a Synchron Resonator and then do the board wide pop here, and that should be pretty much game. Funny enough, they rarely know about this destroy effect from Scarred, and he instantly scoops when it happens. Like, he was too focused on negating the Synchron Resonator in the graveyard. He didn't even know that his whole board was gonna be popped, and I just used it as bait, like the Synchron Resonator. Just chain block it, you know. So I won the coin flip, but here's the spoiler, right? Hey, I won a coin flip, oh my god. Yeah, so they have Maxi, and also it's Tenpai. So me winning the coin flip was losing a coin flip in this specific scenario. Just felt like pointing that out, but I was so happy to actually have won a coin flip here. I didn't actually have many Tenpai opponents in this season, we'll say that much. Which is also why I've dropped red screen for my deck list, and another reason why I'm like, yeah, I don't really need a toot as much, because you see mostly Blue Eyes, and a toot doesn't really stop Blue Eyes that well. And it doesn't, like, the only good thing about it was that it like really shut down like some Snake Eyes combos, but Blue Eyes doesn't do that. So I mean, yeah, it can still do some stuff like banishing their Blue Eyes slowly, and obviously it's still something you should keep in mind that you can use, but yeah, it's just not been the same usefulness, and I've swapped over to Regain as a result for this season. But you know, you can feel free to swap back and forth between them depending on what the meta calls for. Like, I might even do that, like where I'm just like, some games I'm like, yeah, it's back to a toot because I feel like I'm running into this a lot or whatever. But yeah, despite having today an opening hand and having to use normal sum, we actually managed to do a full like one card combo board as if we had, I guess, a Whirloop. Just like that. Just very nice like that. A bit of what you can do with archery. Also, we get the extra draw, which is another Duel and Lockbird. And here's the thing. Duel and Lockbird actually works really well with the Tenpai builds people are running as well. Like, this is also why red screen is bad, because a lot of the Tenpais are running Sky Striker based builds, and the red screen is just not gonna stop them compared to with the hand trap build, where it's like, oh, okay, they mass hand trap you and you just search red screen and you end your turn, right? That would stop them. Got a bit of a wacky game here against White Forest, Azamina with Millennium Engine and Toy Box. And we did resolve Fuvolos, but in the end, it only gives us one draw, as you'll see, and it barely even limits their plays. I mean, yes, obviously it limits their plays, right? But they're doing so much stuff anyways, as you'll see. Also, I assume they saved the Ash Blossom because they thought maybe this guy has a maxi, right? And maybe they had enough stuff where they're like, well, if it's Fuvolos, it's not the end of the world, but if it's maxi, it kinda is, so I have to save the Ash Blossom. So in a state where we had Maxi banned, he would probably have just used the Ash on the Fuvolos and I would have lost this game. At least that's what I'm gonna be saying. And then obviously when I used the Magnamod, he realizes, hey, might as well use the Ash Blossom on that, because that's pretty disruptive for me. Now we draw the Maxi. So the plan here is that we go and flip everything face down, but unfortunately he can just negate that plan. Luckily for me, he activates this, which means, okay, I want a Maxi because then he's gonna use the Bows of the White Forest, guaranteed. And that's the thing I want to bait out, because it allows me to play. Now he's out of disruptions. I mean, he has this one, but I don't need to play into it because, yeah, I can just do stuff. This is just full combo. We make Dissipator and Abyss. And then we have Red Zone, obviously. We can go into Auxilia with Uvur Loop. And the idea we summon back from, well, activating the Uvur Loop. And then we just have everything. We even add like a Synchron Resonator with Resonator call to discard just in case for next turn with the Red Dragon for follow-up plays. And we also want to make a Scarlight and use our Soul Resonator to protect Auxilia here. Like, it's debatable if you want to do the Wake Up, send Phalanx and then bring her back and just let it resolve like the Scarlight explosion effect when you can. But in this case, it's like they're not likely to play Raigeki, Lightning Storm or anything, so I don't need the Soul Resonator in Graveyard. Also Auxilia protecting the back row, so it's just that there's not that much of a need for the Soul Resonator, while I might need the recursion of the Centur-Ion Phalanx to make sure I survive, so I win guaranteed. Either way, we just go for a Supernova right here, so we have double board banish. Maybe get rid of some of their value. And just a warning, they're about to pop off. Like, the amount of plays they're doing now is absurd, and you'll see. They're also making sure that they don't build up too much stuff on their field. My play here is just I activate Red Supernova Dragon, they want to negate it, and then we just use Dissipator to negate that, and we still get the board wipe. Yeah, there's the toy box again. Second toy box, by the way. That's where the plan goes, but unfortunately, it only really resolves to us banishing the LZ. Just because they have so much interaction. But look, they still have a 5-card ad. It's kind of absurd, isn't it? They go for the Virtue Temple, and I'm like, time to bring back Supernova, just in case they make the Snake Eyes fusion, like what is it, Doom Dragon or whatever. They go straight for the Fiendsmith instead, and as soon as they want to attach here, I know, yeah, I need to just banish. They go to their normal summon finally, like that everything else so far. They baited out 2 Supernova board white banishes and the Dissipator negate without a, you know, we're just negating here because this severely limits their plays. And honestly, at this stage, I don't see them being able to kind of take out my board. Yeah, they would be able to maybe do some damage or stuff, but it's just not gonna be enough. And besides, they also just timed out. They had too much gas in their engine that they just ended up timing out. Let's go back and check what Blue Eyes is up to this time. Oh, more of this stuff. Good. We'll just Fuvalos and hope they make it quick. We'll also Ash Blossom this because it's such a good So he did not call by the Grave of the Fuvalos. He was waiting for the Maxi or Ash Blossom or the Hand Trap because he doesn't mind Fuvalos as much. And this is also why Blue Eyes is so strong to some degree. They don't really need to play into Fuvalos that much. They can do so many insane plays without playing into Fuvalos, which is just kind of crazy. He's giving me 1 draw and look at his board. It's only now that I'm getting my second and he feels fine ending on this. Now, I think I am misplaying here in certain ways. Like, for one thing, I target the Maiden with an attack, I think, and that was bad. And I forget that this card exists, so that's bad. But aside from that, I'm playing, you know, perfectly optimal and stuff like that, you know, all of that. Yeah, we can just go into Scar Red here, and then now we have Abyss, which in my head is like, oh, okay, negate something, I can just Abyss negate easy. And then I would, I mean, in theory, if he does use the graveyard effect here, I have the Dissipator, so I would be able to do that. Now, I'm doing a lot of misplays here with the attacks. Like, I should have attacked Sage with Eyes of Blue, and then I should have brought back OG Red Dragon Archfiend and attacked into the Ultimate Spirit. Yes, I'm taking 1000 damage, but I wipe his board and I don't trigger this unnecessary situation here. Like, could just do this, but I didn't want to take damage, so I lose my Abyss, unfortunately, and he can just bring back the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, unfortunately. Just a bit of a misplay, but hey, we can just pop this and then... yeah. I believe, yeah, Soul Resonator carries, but, you know, it's fine. Even with the misplays, we had what we needed to make this work. Then again, he still has stuff, but we can just negate here, and that should seal the deal. There you go. Even with the misplays, we just did it. I think this is one of my earlier Blue Eyes matches as well. So I can confidently say that not only did I lose a lot of coin flips this season, I also lost every single coin flip every time there was a stun player. They always win the coin flip. I don't know how they do it, but they just always win the coin flip. Like, I don't know why, but it's like it's written in the stars. Don't need Called by the Grave because it's done. Obviously they have Super Pulley. And look, they're BMing me with discarding the barrier statue. Why not? Oh, look, they also have Impulse. Cool. Yeah, gotta end my phase. Decide to summon the Ball Drake here before he does something like that, because why else would he discard his barrier statue, right? We kinda gotta get rid of that Fossil Diner. Now guess what? He has another Super Pulley. Isn't that fun? Isn't it fun, guys? Good stuff, good stuff. At least we get to activate some effects because of the Predator plan, so hey. Actually playing red screen here, so this was a game from, like, this is at the very start of the season, by the way. Just because I'm still using red screen, I removed this before I hit Master, I think, or it might have just been after I hit Master, I removed red screen. I think my deck list would show it on like what was submitted for that month on Master 5. I think it might have had red screen in it, and then after Master 5 I realized I don't need red screen this season. But yeah, this was before Master 5 for sure. But I think the reason why I'm showcasing it is because it's stun, you know, stun, and they had double Super Pulley, like, come on. Like, who does that? Who does that? Red screen, the only use case is actually also against stun, which, that's also why I cut it, because stun has gone significantly down now with Primite Blue Eyes. Like, I don't see that many stun players anymore, even though they always win the coin flip when they're up. It's like, it's not worth running red screen for stun, Tenpai, maybe some odd Duel situation, but then you have to know it's Duel somehow, right? And also this is, yeah, before I remove the toot, so this is actually before I hit Master. Also flip this up as a way to space. We're just popping off here, by the way. But yeah, it's kind of nice to see like why I kind of dropped these, because it just seemed like they didn't work out in the games I was getting this season. So like, what was the point? Like, there wasn't really any, right? And guess what? He has another Super Pulley, and it's the triple Dark Predator Plant monster. Of course, yes. Why wouldn't it be? We're just gonna quickly get rid of that so we can actually make our Supernova Dragon, but he scoops, so yeah. Triple Super Pulley stun, by the way. That also had like all of the toxic stun cards, yes. I'm actually going first, and it's against Blue Eyes. So guess what? They're gonna have like 3 or 4 hand traps. I think it's 3. It's Ash Blossom, and is it Double Veil or something? Either way, this looks too good to be true, right? It's way too good to be true, and that's the Veiler. Unfortunate. Okay, Luvelian, fine, reset, regained. We can get a draw, so we have something to discard with the it's today, ruining our entire Auxilia playline here. Well, we had Veiler anyways, so too bad, I guess. Hey, at least we have Maxi we can get to use. I guess we would have had to discard Tudea to get Primera, and then we could set Tudea at the end of the turn. So it's not the worst thing, but it's like, it would have been very awkward. And then obviously our one draw for Maxi is Centur-Ion stand-up now, which... Yeah, and then we don't even get the draw because he has Ghost Ogre, so... Drill Beam and Imperm, and we have to play through with this hand. How did we do that, right? Yeah, well, we have to bait out all the negates first, so let's get rid of the Imperm first. Easy peasy. That's, yeah, that's 4 hand... No, that's 5 hand traps. The dude had 5 hand traps! Just think about that for a bit, right? 5 hand traps. Yes. It's so funny to me that Blue Eyes are incentivized to run more hand traps than any other card type in their deck, because like they have Dominus, what, Purge, they have 3 Veilers, they have what, 3 Ghost Ogres, they have 3 Ash, they have 3 Imperm. It's like, it's crazy the amount of hand traps. They have 3 draw also as well, by the way. It's crazy. Okay, we won the game. They scooped when they realized we had the grind game settled. So there you go. So I'm going first here. That's a Maxi. We just Called by the Grave that. No problem. And then we have not the best thing ever going for us, but we can do some stuff with the Bone Archfiend. Except they have an Ash Blossom. Which is why this is a replay. Because we have, what, 2 disruptions. Except it's Floowandereeze, so we have 1 disruption. We have a single disruption to our name. Yeah, so the best place to negate here is definitely Eaglin. Or this, you know, like we can just banish our own. And then, sure, yeah, you're getting a draw, but like call by the grave that, so you're not getting a draw. And also, now you don't get your normal summon because I banished your target, so you can't resolve the effect properly. So there you go, just a quick, fun little one. Here we have a very cool and engaging stun match from the start of the season. You can see it because I'm running still 3 Crimson Gaias and the red screen, which, like, I would only run 3 Crimson Gaias if I run the red screen. So we cannot really do anything because we can add bone, but then it's unplayable. So we have to go Scar Red, like actually OG Red Dragon Archfiend and then into an Abyss for the negate, but he bounced it back, so we can't do anything. And guess what? He has Border as well. Everything getting banned, like Necro Valley plus Macro Cosmos. Like, how are we gonna deal with that? I mean, it's just overkill, even if we stop one. Also, guess what? Stand-up Centur-Ion is just dead because he has Macro Cosmos. I can't believe this and Dimension Fissure is at 3 in Master Duel. Like, what were they thinking? Like, limit it to 1, ban it. Obviously, just ban all these floodgates. Like, just get rid of them. Best we can do is Vision Resonator, and this is actually the only way we can even win this game to begin with, the red screen. Without red screen, we lose this game. This is also why, like, I had this cope where, oh yeah, I'm still running red screen because, hey, at least there's stun. Even if the Sky Striker Tenpai is becoming more popular and red screen is then worse, at least the stun match is there. But now, like, stun is pretty much also, like, I don't see it at the higher rankings anymore. Like, Blue Eyes pretty much devoured all the stun players, it feels like. So yeah, that's why. But it still showcases, like, back in the early start of the season, how stun was playing and how we can kind of like get around it via the red screen. But obviously, look, it's got super pulley. Luckily, we have the red zone established, so we can just bring back Scar Red, which is very nice. And we'll just make Auxilla here. So we couldn't even go for the pop with the Scar Red because it doesn't go to the graveyard, right? That's the issue there. So we just had to do it like that. But then we also, out of effects we can activate because of the border, so we couldn't bring back the Primera. And unfortunately he gets rid of the red zone, which we kind of badly needed, and he also gets rid of Auxilla, so yeah. And sets 2 more and then puts down new Macrocosmos, so what we did nothing. Yeah. Also, he just has an Omni Negate here. You know, they put down Solemn Judgment to 2. People are just gonna use Dracotopian Aura and Iron Cannon instead. Like, who cares? Like, they're just gonna use, like, supplement with these other cards instead that does almost the same thing in Sun, right? Like, unless they ban Solemn Judgment and Iron Cannon, it won't really matter, speaking of Solemn Judgment. But hey, look, I have Lethal now. Too bad you did it like that. You should have waited for the Kui Belt that I would have gone for to try and pop something, but there you go. Stun's defeated. Yeah, so we have a very interesting hand here, and they just have full Fiendsmith combo because they have Called by the Grave for the Ash Blossom. So what did we actually have? We have a Soul Resonator and we have an Emblem of Oath. That's essentially our hand. And he has potentially full combo, right? Whatever his deck wants to do, he can do it now with the Fiendsmith, pretty much. Now he is gonna have an unfortunate milling situation here with the T-Elements Kashtira, the Vedu Temple and the Birth, but hey, he still gets to at least make an SP Little Knight and Disarray for, you know, crazy amount of disruption, all things considered. Also, it's an Imperm he has in hand, because why wouldn't it be? So you got that too to consider. And if he somehow draws a Maxi, you know, like if it was a Maxi, right, I wouldn't be able to Ash Blossom it, but it's an Imperm, so we don't need to worry about that. And yeah, he hits the Soul Resonator like such. We just set a Primera and then he has to like stop that. And then we just do the Phalanx, set that so we can get rid of the SP Little Knight, which will allow us to play on our turn. And funny enough, we actually get to have use out of the Soul Resonator, and you won't believe me, but they just top-decked a Maxi for the turn I was gonna pop off on. And guess what is no longer Called by the Grave? Yes, Ash Blossom. He goes for the negate on the Primera. I mean, he should know I'm a resonator deck, right? But what are the chances I would have a resonator call and soul resonator? So we just add Crimson Resonator for max value by sending the Duel to the graveyard. And that gives us full combo. And I'm making a misplay here. Like, this is the easiest. Go Dissipator first, so I can like pop and negate the disarray graveyard effect, where it would send my Crimson Guy to the graveyard. But you gotta keep stuff like this in mind, right? I don't know why my brain was like, hey, it's a pop, I'll just use Soul Resonator, it's not a big deal. But what I should have done is actually make Dissipator first, so I could negate that, and then... But again, like, I win the grind game easy. Like, he has one card, I'm gonna have Abyss Dissipator, so like, there's no way he goes through, right? So there you go. We're going first here against Blue Eyes. We don't actually get to see the Blue Eyes, but I can show the deck list right after. And... yeah, we're going for the Giga-Line. Like, I can't stop myself. I see Giga-Line, I go Giga-Line. A simple RDA player enjoy here. Like, Red Dragon Archfiend enjoyer. Royal Dragon Archfiend enjoyer, actually. And yeah, he has the Dominus Purge, so I can't add back the Vision Resonator. But luckily for me, I actually have the exact pieces I need to play around this. That eats up an Imperm. But hey, yeah, we can go Auxilla, which eats up another Imperm. And then we at least have the Crimson Resonator to go into what we actually want to do, which is Abyss and Dissipator. Which should be enough to make the opponent scoop, which you'll see in just a bit. But yeah, almost got punished for going for the Giga-Line here, which is very rare that has happened. It's usually very like, adaptable to plays, but I guess in the scenario where you actually dump the Vision Resonator to get Crimson Guy to add back Vision Resonator, you can actually get punished like you saw here, but then luckily I had the Duel Loop and Lubellion in the graveyard. I used these logs to see which games I still need to record for the video, so you can see here this was his deck, was Blue Eyes. We're gonna be going second here against Memento. Guess you didn't see that from the little quick preview showing deck list on the previous match, but hey. It is what it is. That showed that we're going Memento and then into a last Blue Eyes game. So I was gonna wait with the Duel, but then I'm like, wait, this looks like a really good choke for them. They won't be able to play properly if I use it there, and I decided to do it there. Maxi, challenge accepted. Gonna send this away, even though it opens up that they can do Imperm. But, well, they have an Ice Blossom, doesn't matter. We have a Resonator call in hand. We can simply add Chain Resonator, which perfect extender right here when we haven't used the normal summon. Gets to level 1 and gets access to the Soul Resonator, and we can just send Bone Archfiend to the graveyard to extend even further beyond. So I just make this Dissipator here, then we have a negate for the Nibiru, or in this case I need that to be gone. That's a bit unfortunate, but hey. On the bright side, we get to bring back an RDA, and that's enough to lethal him. And I don't have the Dissipator anymore, so I have to go battle phase right now before it was a Nibiru, right? Theoretical Nibiru. I mean, let's check the deck list real quick. Let's check if he actually had a Nibiru. Like, why not? Like, let's go for it. Let's see here. Confirm opponent's deck. There you go. Yeah, we played it correctly. So we're going first here against Blue Eyes, and well, would you look at that? We actually have perfect situation for going Centur-Ion Giga-Line, and even some freestyling with the sweeper, because we just have the everything we actually need here. We just go straight for the Supernova with the Chain Resonator summon here, so we can do the normal summon and go comboing. And where's the debut? Where's the whole thing that wins the perfect play? There has to be something, right? I'm showing this replay in the video after all. Like, where's the debut? Where's all? When does the whole thing topple down? Like, when does stuff hit the fan, right? Right about now. That's Magnum out there, and yeah, the debut. So, what a shame. Now, we didn't use Bone Archfiend, but we also can't really do anything too fancy here. What I could do is I could make an RDA and turn on Red Zone, which honestly could have been a really good play, but I was thinking, hey, I'd rather want Crimson Dragon into Blazer because, you know, I can. And technically I have Scar Red in the graveyard, so if I use Blazer to pop something on the field, I can get it back for the extra pop, right? Theoretically. And here I was a bit dumb because I wanted to hold the Crimson Dragon for the Drill Beam, right? But if he if he had Drill Beam still like a Blue Eyes in the hand, he would have been able to do it on the red zone and my Crimson Dragon would have been dead there. But luckily he didn't have a Blue Eyes in hand, so I could just do it like this and he scoops like that. And now for the deck list, I'll go over every single card and then I'll point out some questionable choices I'm running and what you could run instead if you're not like very good with the deck or crazy with the deck, to be honest. So we have 2 Dwalin Lockbird, we have a Synchron Resonator, we have Chain Resonator, we have 2 Maxi, we have Crimson Resonator, we have 2 Vision Resonator, we have 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, we have 2 Soul Resonators, we have Obsessive Whirl Loop, we have 3 Bone Archfiends, we are running Primera, Trudea, Arttree, 3 Fuvalos, 3 Earthbound Prisoner Stone Sweeper, Magnamod, Saronir, Druid's Worm, Baldrake, 2 Lubellions, we're running Foolish Burial, we're running 3 Resonator Call, we're running 3 Stand-Up Centur-Ion, 3 Void Apocalypse, Brand Regained, which you can interchangeably like change depending on how you feel like the games are going with the Toot, so just run whichever one you feel the best about. I mean, this is Royal, right, and Toot doesn't seem to be as good as it was in the previous meta, for me anyway, so I went back to Regained. We are running 2 Crimson Gaias, we are running 2 Called by the Grave, we are running Cross-Out Designator, 3 Emblem Oath, Wake Up Centurion, 3 Infinite Imperm, we are running a Centurion Phalanx, we are running Red Zone, we're running 2 Red Rising Dragons, we're running a Kui Belt, we're running 2 OG Red Dragon Archfiend, we're running Scarlight, we're running Scar Red Dragon Archfiend, we're running Primera Primus, which hopefully I'll soon have in Royal as well. We're running an Abyss, we're running Dissipator, we're running Chaos Angel, we're running Cosmic Blazer Dragon, we're running Red Supernova Dragon, we're running Crimson Dragon, and we're running Auxilla. Now, to point out the questionable cards, like Arttree and Chain Resonator, like if you don't know how to use these cards and if you're not playing a bit, like you want a bit of spice of life in your deck even though you're playing 2 extra bricks, right? Best case is just play another Dwalin and another Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, or maybe like a Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit and a Nibiru or something, right? But hey, if you feel like you're good with the deck and you want a bit of fun, Chain Resonator and Arttree are really good ways to spice up the deck, and they're not at the level of terrible as like Earthbound Immortal, Red Nova, and Shining Star Dragon, which I only have these in Royal because I want to use them in, you know, maybe some fun events for fun. Like I tend to be a bit less serious with those. I allow myself more brick cards that aren't actually good and can allow for some funny plays in those, but I literally cannot, like, these should not be run. They're like, they wouldn't even be good in 2017, I feel like. That's kind of how bad they are. So just feel like mentioning that. And obviously I also just have them in Royal because I want all the IDA cards in Royal. Before I end the video, I actually had a comment about a budget list, and that's been sitting a bit in my mind, and I thought, why not? I know, budget list, Royals and everything. Ignore that they're Royals. So if you don't have the Effect Veiler carded, obviously, it's just, you know, if you have those, up to 3 of them you can play. Same with Infinite Imperm, I just assume with the bundle. Same with Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, you might have to cut. Like, again, I would recommend that you play as many of each of these as you can. You could add a 3rd Duel if you need to. You could maybe add, I don't know, another Baldrake. I'm not entirely sure. If you don't have the Nibiru, same thing. Just added those for, like, I assume the bundle stuff. You can also play a Cross-Out Designator if you have it, and if not, you know. I also can say the Fuvalos, like those 3 you can, like, if you have those, add them, but hey, I'm trying to cut as much UR's way. Same if you have like any of the Sweepers or any of the O's, but hey, this is just assuming you don't have all of these fancy things, and you might not even have Foolish Burial, in which case cut it, right? There you go. That's your budget list. Like that, like a lot of things have just been removed. It's not gonna be very good, but hey, there you go. If you want to play it anyways, there are many modifications you can do. You can add as you get stuff. You can, like, up to 3 Veilers, up to 3 Imperm, like whatever you feel like you need. You can just slowly build onto it as you go. And if you, like, maybe you don't even have the 2 Lubellions, like, I wouldn't recommend doing it with 1, but there you can. You can also, if you're crazy and really good with the deck, but you just don't have the material, you can do the Chain Resonator as well. No Arttree or Primera Primus because we don't have O's, so there's literally no point in those cards. Like, you know, like obviously there's no point in Arttree either way, but there you go. And if you had to cut something from extra deck, maybe Chaos Angel would have to go, and maybe Cosmic Blazer Dragon. If you're really like tight on UR dust, and then maybe you can cut it down to this. Would not recommend cutting the Call by the Grave, Maxi, or Ash Blossoms. They're all very important. Just baseline in Yu-Gi-Oh! You should always have those cards. But hey, we've tried the best we can to do a sort of budget version here. So hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you again next time.